Let me just go, yes, got it.
Welcome to Channeling Wisdom with Ameed, the show that channels the wisdom of a higher dimensional being called Ameed. We are your hosts, Marcus and Eleni, and in each episode, I ask Ameed some riveting and relevant questions. Sometimes I don't, because the conversation just continues naturally. And the answers will help all of us with our spiritual growth, and Marcus channels these answers. So sit back, relax, and let's get started.
There's much joy and excitement that we come here to express these wisdoms, these deeper universal concepts to you. And we wish to welcome, share the gratitude for you being in this present moment. And the eleni person, we wish to share with you the deep connection into the energy of the Father expression. And we are much joyed that you have this deep connection. There's much journeying that is happening for both of you in this experience. And we wish to let you know that that we understand this connection. We can experience and express this connection with you, and we know of this this amazing person that was in your existence, in your life, the being that assisted in the genetic transition and transformation for you. And we wish for you to understand just where the energy, the frequency, the resonance of this being in your life is now existing. There's much energy here with you. There's much blessings and much joy for you in this moment. And there's much of the proudness for you, for the work that you are doing now and the person that you have stepped into. We wish you to understand that his understanding of the dimensional reality of the universe is much complete and much connected in this moment. And so there is many joys and blessings for you for the journey that you have gone on with this experience.
Oh, wow. I did not expect that, Ameed. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Because you did mention my father, it's an interesting concept for many people in terms of their loved ones that have passed. Are you able to tell me, my father passed 1st of May 2021 from this physical realm, and because you did bring him up, can you tell me like where he resides now? Because that's the answer is interesting for others who have lost loved ones from the physical realm.
Yeah, this is an interesting conversation, and one that many of you have experienced the sadness and the uncomfortableness of the transition experience. And we are here to let you understand that this is just a transition from one state of being into another state of being. And in this transition, there is a journey of reintegration. This reintegration is one where you will return into the universal family of the light. And you will then choose to reorganize yourself back into physical form, if this is what you choose to do. From our perspective, we exist in the close into this dimensional existence. Because of the journey we have been on, and because of the information that we are sharing with you, we are much closer to this resonant field than what you will experience. So when one of our beings chooses to transition, to transform into the other resonant energies, we are not of the sadness like you experience. We are much of the joy, because they are returning into the resonant frequency of the universal matrix that exists. This is a difficult conversation for you to understand, for we have the enjoyment of this, we have the excitement, because it allows us to connect into that field. It allows us to experience the physicality of being part of the universal family of light, yet we can join in with the resonant beings that exist in the light frequency that we all collectively experience. Your loved ones, as you might refer to them. In your case, your father is making his final transition into the light being. He is now in a presence of choosing how he would wish to what you would call the reincarnate. And in our experience, this is a transformative experience. It is not the reincarnate. It is the journey experience where you get to choose where you wish to be in the universe. His choosing is much, has been much the looking over you and being with you. It is now his turn to transition into where he wished to be in the next reality. This is a process that may seem like it takes time. The time it takes is from due to the deeper connection that is created in this plane. And often in that transition, they wish to watch over, making sure that the people that they have left behind have transitioned through the grieving period, that they have moved to a greater awareness of the deeper love aspect, where they can be in the appreciation and they can release the energy to then move into the next dimension of reality. This reality could be to come back into the earth plane, but sometimes this is choosing to join into other planetary existences, other dimensions of reality in this universe. This takes some time, but we wish to share with you that his journey into the transition space is now coming to the end, where he is now able to choose which reality that he wishes to experience next. And this is from a higher level of consciousness. So do not be disappointed or upset if the beings don't choose to reincarnate back here onto the earth plane. And there is much journeying to be done through this universe to assist in the transformation of the universe. And in this case, he is choosing to assist at a higher dimensional level, a higher level of consciousness. When he did the existence here, his much of the wiseness in the aspects of the love, much understanding the expression of the way to express the family connection, the co-creativeness, the collaboration of the family expression. He is wanting now to choose to join in on the what we have expressed to you as the mentorship for others journeying through this experience, and his connection to deeper love, his connection to the understanding of what it means to be part of the universal family of light is much of the completeness. When your loved ones, as you express it, decide to journey into the other realms, they too will go through this experience of transformation, of transition, where they will return into a space of soulness. But it is a what you might understand as a holding pattern of sorts, where they are making sure that the people that have remained are in the gratitude space, not the grief space. This is the transition that you must focus on to allow the grieving to process and to be released, so that you can sit in the gratitude space. Once this is complete, then they are often more ready to transition into the next level of dimensional reality and into the choosing space. So you can imagine that the first space is the awakening and awareness space, the returning into the light space, and then there is the reunification into the holographic universal matrix, where you will be allowed or ready to choose into the next reality you wish to experience from your soul aspect into a more what you might look at as a physical form. There are many different forms throughout this universe, many that you don't understand yet. Many are coming through and becoming what you might look at as the mentor, the ones that assist and support. In this moment, he understands the family of the human experience, not just in the family that you existed in, much more of the bigger family. And this is the support that he wishes potentially to assist in. And as we mentioned, the transition is almost complete, and this is what you should be celebrating in this moment. Now that the grieving process is near the completion, or you have moved past the deeper grieving and into the gratitude space. This is going to allow in the completion of the transformation.
Wow. So if somebody in the family doesn't move past the grieving stage, does that mean that the soul gets held up from moving on to the next transition point?
This makes it a little more difficult. It does not necessarily stop it. The soul is in the process of choosing whichever the soul wishes to choose, but often they will watch over the family, as you say, to make sure that the grieving is complete, that they have moved into another level of reality. This does not mean that the grieving from the time to time does not come up to your awareness. When this happens, it is important that you step into the gratitude space. The gratitude for all of the opportunities, the moments, the memories, the interconnected journey that you have been experiencing. And this, we would invite you to step into the gratitude moment. But this does not stop them from moving. It just means that they will watch until they understand that the person is ready, even though you may experience them still of the grieving state. Just know that they will have also moved into some of the gratitude space. Then often, then they will decide to continue to the evolutionary process.
So one final question on this topic, which is, if once they move and once they transition to the next section, next stage, if we want to, can we call them in and then they'll come in that moment?
There is, in the choosing space, there is a moment where it will be more difficult for them to connect in. Once the choosing is finished, then you can call in the energy. This is a little bit of the dependence of where they choose to materialize themselves. In the case of your father, it is from the mentorship point of view. So it is possible to call the energy in. And remember, this transition is about the energetic space, not the physicality. And so tapping into the energetic quality, the baseline resonant frequency that your father expressed is more of the soul aspect of who he is. And therefore you connect into that space. Yeah, much celebration in this moment for you. In the not just the celebration of the life of the experience, but the celebration of the transition into the choosing space and the welcoming of his next materialization in the universe.
Wow, thank you so much. I mean, that message was so profound and so special, and it's so important that we all know that our loved ones transform. They don't leave, they transform. And so it was a beautiful message for everybody to hear today, that they know that anybody that they have lost, they have not lost. They will be reunited at some point. So thank you so much for that incredible message.
Much to do with the celebration of the choosing, the completion of their journey from this existence into the next existence. And much of the ceremony is what used to happen here. Now it's time for you to allow in and welcome in the completion of the journey.
Yeah. Okay. I definitely welcome it in for him. Thank you so much.
Oh, oh, shit. Better release that energy.
That seemed like a big one.
Yeah, it was. How you going?
How are you going? So tell me about that, Marcus, because that's interesting. This energy that you're feeling. Can you explain what's going on for you?
It's generally determined on how deep the message is. You know, if the message is really sort of, there's a lot of energy in the message, then when I come out, it just almost feels a bit overwhelming. You know, like, and it just takes a little bit just to move the energy through. It often comes in tears just because I don't know why it comes in tears. It's just that energy, and I've just got to let it, you know, let it flow through.
Well, it's
And
love energy, right?
well, that's it. I think that's what it is. And it's overwhelming in the human body, you know,
Yeah.
to have that experience. It's not sad. It's definitely not sadness.
No.
It's not that sort of energy. It's just this overwhelm of wow. And so when I come out, if I don't connect into what was said, I know how profound it was. Well, how much energy was in it when I come out and it's like that.
Wow, that was the biggest one you've had so far.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, incredible that Ameed came straight in with a message from my dad. Straight in.
Yeah.
Does that mean?
I don't know why. Was there something going on around your dad now or something? Has there been any chat or anything? Or okay.
No, but
maybe it's time. Yeah.
What the message was is that we need to let go of the grieving and really celebrate where he's moving to, because it will make his next transition easier. And interesting that Ameed also said that dad is taking on the role of a mentor, which is really, really touching for me to know that.
Not surprising though, right?
But his soul has elevated to that level is really quite really quite beautiful. But does that mean, I wonder, so for Ameed to come in with my dad's message without me even asking a question, does that mean that dad sort of my dad's soul approached Ameed because he knew this exchange was going to happen?
Possibly. I think there's a highly evolved being friends. I mean, if we love linear stuff, right? So if we imagine that all the dimensions, whatever, are linear, and that the soul dimension is the most unified dimension in the universe, right? The most connected into love, or whatever we want to imagine, the more high evolved being you become, the closer you get to that, of being able to experience that while in a physical form, which means that you can connect into it much more easily, right? So, I experience here of feeling, when someone passes away, you feel them in your energy field, or you might see a ghost or an apparition or something like that. I think our highly evolved being friends can just do that at will. Like, that's just part of their existence. It's not a random thing, or it's not like, oh my God, I saw something from the corner of my eye and I think it was my dad, or do you know what I mean? Where people have those apparitions, I think they're much more connected to it because the dimensions are so much closer together. So I think then when they connect in like this, if the being is in the process of something or wants to share a message, or it's a bit like when, people who read people who've crossed over, they're potentially reading into this energy and they're doing what a highly evolved being would naturally do, which is just connect into it and speak to them and have a conversation and, do that. So I'm gathering there was some harmonic convergence here that played out that allowed that to happen.
Yeah, and the message is really, it's not just applicable for me.
No, I'm sure it wasn't. Yeah.
The message there is that first of all, that our loved ones are here. They're going through a process. And what Ameed said over and over again was that we need to celebrate. And this is such a program that needs to change in our society. We need to celebrate the passing of a loved one, because now they're going home. And now they're moving on to their next stage. They just finished an epic freaking journey. Like epic.
Absolutely.
You know, huge. In my dad's case, 91 years of an epic journey here on the planet. And achieved so much in that 91 years. We need to celebrate. Wow, you did it. You did it.
Yeah, totally.
And you did it. And that doesn't mean you did X, Y, Z. It just means you did it.
You got through, like you journeyed. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and then just to know that when we have to go through that grieving place, because we have to, regardless, because it's still humans. It's a physical loss that we're feeling, even though it's not a loss, we still feel that it's a loss. And to stay in that gratitude space so that it really facilitates the soul moving on to the next stage. And I know that I'm in gratitude, but I need to speak to my sisters, because one of them in particular is still hanging on. And that's why I asked that question. Does that mean that if we hang on, does that make their transition more difficult? And it does. It's not impossible, but it's more difficult.
No, I agree. I think it probably would make it a little bit trickier. So, well, that's nice.
It's beautiful. And it's a beautiful message for everybody who has lost a loved one, who everyone's going to lose a loved one. And even if what type of loved one it is, it could be a partner, it could be family, it could be friends, it could be our furry friends. You know, everybody has lost a loved one, and everybody will lose a loved one. Totally. And so this message is so huge for everybody, which is just, we need to see things differently, that they're not gone, they're evolving.
That's right. Exactly. Thanks for being the conduit for that.
Oh, thank you.
Allowing that to come through.
Thank you for bringing in that incredible message. It gives me so much happiness to know that my father is moving on, and he's at the point of choosing, and that he will be that he's a mentor, which is so incredibly incredible to hear that.
It's nice
that he's evolved to that point. So I'm so happy. And thank you, Marcus, for bringing Ameed through. I know that it's not easy on the body, especially today. And, so grateful for you for publicly coming out here and doing what you do. It takes courage, and it
and
really
as we've
does.
said before, it's a little your fault. You encourage this, which is great. I loved it. Thank you so much for being so, gentle and encouraging and nurturing through this process. So,
well, it was our soul contract. It was our contract. It was my contract to do that, and it was your contract to say, can you do this for me? Sure, I'll do that.
Exactly.
When we get down there, can you just remind me that it's going to be public?
That's right. Yeah, exactly. So well done.
So thank you so much.
No worries.
So that's all for today's episode of Channeling Wisdom with Ameed. Thanks for tuning in, and we hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please subscribe to this YouTube channel, leave us a comment, share it with your friends, because everybody will be touched with this message. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, this is Marcus and Eleni and Ameed, and thanks for listening.
See you soon. Ciao.